Paula.
Okay, you want to do a report first? Or?
Okay, so that's
I mean, we have to
live.
open the meeting first, but. Yeah. You want us to do your claim? Any question about any of your claims?
I don't think so.
So that's good there.
You want us to start, Mike?
Well, the YouTube started,
Give me a,
actually Jim Gorman's, Becky's gonna probably have to need people that are,
Charlie said don't start the meeting until they've got somebody at the door. So he's gonna text me.
Downstairs.
Yeah, there's
You can't
nobody
get
open the door. For the quote unquote public business.
Mhm.
So we gotta wait.
so somebody's gonna give you a signal?
Yeah,
Okay.
Charlie's gonna text me.
Okay. So Jim and Wendy are on. Kathy's going to be.
Hard to tell who's who, huh?
oh,
We should wear a name tag.
yeah, we need name tags. Write your name on your forehead.
You know, everybody wear a mask at Walmart, people, you smile at them, they don't know you're smiling at
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
And I can still recognize everybody that's wearing a mask. Okay, you can't hold up a bank, because I know who you are.
What? How's your winter working?
Yeah.
Get people who are walking down the aisle and people are saying hello to you and look back. I'm not like Bob. I don't have a clue who some of them are.
I was like, okay, so what's the substitute for handshake? Or is it? Yeah, that's
Yeah,
then you're
the
touching.
elbow.
I was
I
thinking.
got
the
calloused
extent
on
of
the right
the
elbow.
side.
You know.
I don't know. I thought, no, there's gotta be some stuff to do, because you're right, you can't see a smile.
Yeah, me too.
Pretty fancy coffee cup there, Sandra.
Hi, Bob.
Thanks. I had to get something to get through this. I was running back and forth to my Keurig because my coffee was getting cold. So I had to get something to keep it warm.
Wait, God made microwaves. Mine glows by the end of the day.
I've seen the mask with the slit right here, so you can still drink it.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Hard to drink a beer with a straw, you know?
All right, who's
It
got
kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah.
Put a
there's-
slit in the mask. it kinda
Okay,
defeats
I
the
saw
purpose.
Jim Wetling. Just came up. Can you hear us, Jim?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, you hear me?
Hey, nosy question, Mr. Sondergroth. Who is Ben Sondergroth? He was in one of your report. He did a presentation.
Yeah, that's my son.
Okay, so there's a Ben Sondergroth from
And
Sublette.
he
I just
works
wondered.
for the, well, no, he's from Dixon, but he's my son. He works for the Illinois Learning Technology Center.
Okay, just fine. It was just a nosy
And quite
question.
Quite a few Zoom meetings.
Good. Okay, so what do you think, Mike? Not yet.
No, we can't. It's
Can't
not
we?
on.
All right.
Charlie.
We're waiting for a all clear from Charlie Boonstra to start.
Can you do me a favor?
I can, maybe.
Every once in a while through the meeting, will you ask if anybody new has?
Okay.
And I'll try to tell you.
Because
I have to admit it.
Okay, but I
Down
mean,
the
like,
door.
we get a random phone number.
At the door?
Yeah.
The door, front door is locked. Nobody
Oh.
can get in. So he's down there for open meetings.
Okay.
And so he's going to signal. He's going to send Becky a message.
Yeah.
That we can start.
He's trying to set, well, we've got to have a bailiff down there, don't we?
Yeah, we should have.
Did they have one at 7?
No.
So I don't think it's.
I crop Jeff.
What'd you say?
I cropped her out.
Can you do that?
I mean, I just,
You can't, I'm out of the picture, right?
you're way out.
Well, you,
If not, I will go put.
you weren't in. You were not on last week.
Oh, I
Close
told
enough.
Mike I was witness protection.
You want to see who's on while we're waiting or?
Yeah.
So Bob Sondergroth,
Got it.
Jim Gorman.
Yep, yep.
Jim Gordon. Okay.
Cherry Zink, Wendy,
Yep,
Jim Wetland,
got him.
and then, who's 288-3153?
Bill. Bill, are you on?
That might be Kathy Myers.
Oh,
Okay.
288-3153.
Terry.
And then,
Mike, can you hear me? It's Kathy Myers.
yep. So, talk one more time, Kathy.
She's probably muted. Okay.
Yeah, she's,
It's Kathy Myers.
okay, yep, she's 288-3153, so.
Can she hear you?
973-6135.
That's Bill.
Bill?
Bill Palin,
Okay, thank you.
And then there's.
can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep,
can you hear me?
Yes,
Morning, Bill.
And there's 288-3024.
Morning.
Morning.
Unmute your phone.
Hey, Mike, that's Wendy.
Okay, that's Wendy.
Good morning.
Good
good
morning.
morning. Okay,
We
we're still,
got Wendy on twice, that's why. That's why I wondered.
do you think we could just, do you think Charlie would be upset if we?
Yeah, 'cause
I've always been an overachiever, you know, I try to be there twice.
But I mean, if we just got started into the meeting, you think we'd be all right?
You're just gonna be doing claims.
Well, he
I
said
can
don't
walk
start though until the doors open. Last thing he said, we can't start.
I'll check. I'll talk to him.
the- see what he's got.
We just not lock the door. There's probably new people that are gonna wander around anyway.
That's what I'm sure last month I just
She had a
walked in.
keypad on that door down there. Numbers, either that or a card swiper. Preferably a keypad perhaps would be simpler, that would unlock that door during daylight hours, that we could all get in.
How are you guys getting in?
But then at 5 o'clock or
You all
whatever,
have keys?
you'd have an override that now keypad's not good.
The card swipe, so
Okay,
you
somebody won.
know who's coming in and who's going out.
Becky, someone came in.
It was all recorded over.
Hello, good morning, whoever came in.
They got a card swipe over there. Okay.
That's the purpose is because it tells every card is individual. And
Hey, Jim, one
thing. Come in and go out,
Who, that's, you, Jim, at
which is a good. thing.
440-0487.
Of course, you don't know how long this is gonna last you.
Okay, we're still waiting for
Got it.
Charlie to say it's
I mean-
okay to start.
Some things have got to change. Not everybody's safe and not everybody's.
Well, I thought they'd have a deputy downstairs, but you know. You know, even if you had one of our employees come back that's not working,
Yeah.
and just sit there, let people in on the door.
Will you turn this on?
Yeah, the people in
We don't get paid anyway.
legitimate purpose.
Just make sure it's lit.
Okay.
Yeah. Try to do that for, only have properties
If
tomorrow.
it starts,
Still kind of handy.
so if it starts,
I was gonna
so
call you
you
on the
push
phone.
it.
I couldn't get in the door down there, so I was gonna call you.
Yeah, you need to, I'll run, I'm not really part of this meeting
So
anyway.
do I need to do this? Okay.
It's kind of nice to sit on some of these meetings. I don't get in on. Well, that, I don't remember which joke it was you sent.
He still is waiting for the
You
contact
sent me the one about
sheriff
the
for
cat.
the data.
Cat looking in the
But he
birdhouse.
said, we can go
I
straight
had a cat,
planes,
just like that.
just
Yeah.
no vote.
Cat. We
Okay,
never
that-
get caught.
Instead if
Because
there's
he's
any
trying to
issue
go
about
to the last
the
cat.
talk about that.
I'm not gonna send my
Okay,
claw
so we
cat
will.
out into the world.
Might not go back.
See what it
You're
is.
starting.
That cat. had a feeling-
Okay, good morning. This is Monday, May 11th, 2020, Administrative Services Committee. We were waiting for an okay to start, but we are started. Present, Bob Gilmore, Jim Horstman, Bill Palin, Jim Wetling, Judy Treffenbrode, Kathy Myers is on the phone, Paula Meyer is here, Mike McBride is here, Wendy Ryerson is online, Bob Sonnegroff is online, Jim Gorman is online, Charlie Boonstrom will be here, Becky Brenner is here, and John Nicholson, also Terry Zink is on the line, and I don't know if there was anyone else. So, I don't know I hope everyone's been doing well when their days at sheltering at home. Kind of into it, got a little boring, so I started a conversation with a spider. He's a pretty nice guy, interesting. Turns out he's a web designer. So, I know, the cornier the better. I exchange jokes with my grands, and then they rate the ones that I sent them, so it's pretty fun. It's been fun. Okay, so we are going to start with claims. So county board claims, so the county clerk and recorder. This will be out of general fund. Okay, we did have minutes. I think they were okay. So unless there was an issue with those, they'll be stand as they went out. Thank you for that reminder.
Okay, election ads, Amboy News, $127.20.
You approved the minutes. is
Ashton
that-
Gazette, $127.20.
Exactly.
Fiddler, $687.38. Lee County, GBS rather, GBS, $21,661.56.
Okay. Could somebody remind me what that GBS is, please?
Governmental.
That's for the election contract. It's quarterly, I believe.
Kathy, what's GBS stand for? I know it. Government something services.
Oh,
Government board.
the GBS stand
Can you
for?
hear me, Judy?
Now I can.
Governmental business.
Governmental business. Is that what it is?
Okay, it's governmental business system,
Okay, thank you. Jim asked. We know what it
and that
is,
is our
but
election contract.
right.
Thank you.
SBM, $309.
Okay.
Okay, that was an online order. Okay, I got the receipts. US Bank for supplies, $81.94.
Okay. And a total of $22,994.28.
22,994.28. Okay, we're coming out of recording automation.
Move on. We got Iron Mountain amount $92.70.
And that's the total, $92.70.
92.70. So next up, the treasurers. Sorry, and I told Paula she could give a report, but I think she's just like, no. County board.
Okay, this, Paula Meyer for suppliers, $11.95.
Right. Total $11.95.
Okay, and that was the one out of county. $11.95, and then tourism. Okay, I was gonna say, we'll let you, as soon as we finish your claims, if you want to do your report.
No, you can keep going, I'm gonna prepare something for you, so.
Okay. Right, this is tourism. One of you.
What are we,
Do you have tourism there? Yeah, okay, so those are the hotels where it came in. And then,
we just want
is it
total?
just one,
I could just read them off there.
okay. Because that's coming then, because he'll have the distribution for the,
Okay. Lee County Treasurer, $80.95. Bill Palin, you listening?
you got the,
All right, Lee County Tourism, $2,657.81.
Okay.
And City of Dixon, $2,657.81.
Okay. For a total of $5,396.56.
I don't ever remember it being that long.
It'll be worse next month.
I know. I agree. I don't. Okay, next up should be ROE claims. Sorry, I shouldn't have this one open. You good with this?
Let's go to the computer service.
Oh, that one. I should have done.
Okay, ready, Jim?
Yes,
Okay. Packet one, $856.72. Packet number two, $317.69.
okay,
Packet number three, $505.43.
okay. For a total,
Now I got another one. Packet four,
okay,
and that's for rent, $666.67.
okay. Total, $2,346.51.
2,346.51. Okay, before we do county board, I missed, one of the treasurers. Sorry about that.
You're gonna send that
Now
over
listen
to
to
the
the
top?
treasurer.
I'm giving you that to next. Give me your school.
Yes.
The one we just did?
I want the.
Um,
Was there one missing?
No, we didn't do this one for the treasurer.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I missed it and we're
Oh,
coming
okay.
back.
All right,
Did you have stuff from the last one, Sue?
I'll just read these off. You don't have the claim sheet, do you?
Yes, he does. He's gonna read them to you.
Yeah, okay.
All right, got it?
Got it.
Paper recovery service, amount $60. Sterling Business Machines, $90. US Bank, $41.54.
Total is $191.
Okay, read me the top line item up there. Under the, is it 6131? I just wondered, were those supposed to come out of the same line item? The one year supplies at 1195.
6849.
Yeah, that's coming out of supplies.
I know, this was out of supplies, but is it the same fund? That's what I wanted to know.
Oh, sure, it's coming out of Fund One.
Okay, so then this
Oh,
one's fund
that's
two.
the-
That one's,
Yeah, it's Fund One.
and this is fund.
This is I think the vendor number. The first thing is the
No, but is it,
It's coming out of Fund 1 right here, this is slash zero.
but it's not out of county collector, it's not out of county general. And
It's out of county general.
All of it.
Yeah.
That's where, see, I'm just gonna put those two together now. That's what I wanted to do. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So if I add the 191 and the 1195 to that, won't that be out of the same fund?
Yes, it will.
That's right.
I'm
That's
not
where I
sure
got.
why we did those separate.
Okay, that was where I was. Okay, so I'm gonna change that total. If somebody wants to check my math, I'm good with that. So, too much, I guess I should have. And that would be good.
Oh, we added the other 1195.
Right.
Okay.
Because that's right, because I thought that was really low for her then,
All right, so
but I couldn't see that it was coming out of a different.
Okay, that's total, that's $213.49.
213,
$213.49.
thank you.
Apparently when Paul did that, he just really wanted to,
Well, I
show
already
me
had,
off as a separate,
Well, he had it.
unique and different.
well, I think you probably had the other one done and then just,
Oh, right, yeah.
and then just added that one later. That's my reason for it, thank you.
I still think that I'm unique and different.
Okay, we'll go with that too. I'm fine. So when they get downstairs, she'll wonder, but she can call me. Okay, so now we're ready for, what did I get? I didn't give it to you, sorry about that. County board.
Okay, the first one is Blackhawk Hills, $10,630.12.
One time a year. One time a year. That contribution.
Mhm.
Walters Law Office, $258.75. Ray O'Haron for bulletproof vests.
We do that once a year. No, I think it's every year. I don't know why it comes out of county board, but it does. It has, it seemed odds every time it comes out, but,
Somebody said it was part of the negotiation.
oh, okay.
The amount is $2,168.17.
But if you charge it there, then you don't have a good idea of what the cost of running the police department is. Never mind.
How much-
It makes their budget look better.
How much was that
But,
claim?
I mean, from a
How much?
cost accounting
What
standpoint,
was the
that's
dollar
terrible idea.
value?
The amount,
I don't,
it's $2,168.17.
Okay.
And that's for two separate claims in there, so there's two separate invoices.
Right, same vendor, just two amounts to total that number of the same.
but we didn't order enough the first time.
Double them up. Double, keep
Are
them
they two
safe.
different vests?
Oh,
Next claim is SBM, $79. Next one is US Bank, $207.87. I'm just looking because the total of the backup looks,
yeah, the
seems
receipt.
to be the receipts are a larger number than the showing.
Which one is it, Jim?
This is the US Bank for supplies.
What we did was, I don't have a credit card, so I use these. So there's two charges on there from Staples. Two charges from Staples, and then there is two credits because the account when I ordered, they said if I sent them a tax exempt statement, they would send back the sales tax.
Okay,
So one of the charges is fees and the credit, and one is county board and credit.
So should you have your own credit card? You do it very order much? Quite
Just
a bit.
supplies, yeah.
I don't think it would be a big deal.
Is that a solid question?
I think so.
What?
Did you get put in check, after administrator left, are you in charge of credit cards?
Yeah, Paul and I, yes, Paul and I are the administrators on it.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I would like to see Becky do.
I would too, that's what,
I didn't realize she was.
I didn't either.
It's kind of unhandy flopping back and forth like that, and it's not good for the bookkeeping.
Okay, so did you guys understand that? So Becky, we're going to ask, Becky just needs to get in touch with the treasurer's office and so that there'd be a credit card up here. So it's easier to keep it instead of having to split them out every time.
So the zoning portion of that is coming through.
So yeah, the zoning part will be coming through their claims tomorrow.
okay, next claim is for Whipsley, the progress billing on the audit amount $2,750. That's all I've got.
Total, $16,093.91.
$16,093.91. Okay, so then up next is supervisor of assessments.
Just one claim. For Leaf, $225.53.
And total, $225.53.
Okay. Just tell me again, sorry,
$225.53.
that there was gonna be another. Okay. And then, veterans.
First one is Transportation Fund, $301.
Okay,
And we have Lee County VAC, $62.33.
okay,
And Oliver's Market, $198.98.
Okay.
And the van lease for $218.
okay. Total is $780.31.
780.31.
Right.
And then, looks like these are all here from the computer services fund. Oh.
Okay, first one is claim of DevNet amount, $11,535.73 for software maintenance and license. Next is Civic Plus for website design and host, amount $3,000.
You questioning that? Huh? You questioning that? Oh.
Next is CDW Government for supplies, $350.36. Next is US Bank credit card, $213.91. We have the receipt. That's it.
Got it? Okay, total $15,100.
$15,100. Any questions on anything? Entertain a motion for,
Charlie asked us to wait for
he's here.
that. Oh, yeah.
I know.
Good.
He was very,
I didn't see you.
he was very, I didn't see him come in either, but I looked over. I was like,
Got a mask on, you can't recognize.
Okay, I'll make the motion to approve.
Second.
okay. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Palin and Mr. Wentling?
Palin, yes.
Thank you.
We still need roll call? Not with the.
You want with the claims we don't, because I kind of got it when I asked them specifically.
Yeah.
That covered it? Okay. Okay. So we are good on that. We're signed. I think. I forgot to put these back in the envelope. So, Paula's here. You, said she could give her report.
Okay. Several. I have a couple things to report. So we are currently working on, I guess you guys are talking through these. I feel like you're taking tax bills. So we've been working on tax bills the last couple days. Kathy's office rolled to us on Wednesday. So we should have them to the printers either today or tomorrow. I'm hoping today. Depends on how much time Deb has to give to us. The due dates are gonna be June 26th and September 2nd for these bills. You guys, well, it's gonna go through the finance committee, but, I think I sent an email out about you have the option to do waive late fees. I do have some information on any of that. If you're interested, I was gonna share it, because I think that motion will come through, or resolution, I guess it's a resolution, will come through the finance committee. And if they decide to do it, it'll be forwarded, but. So there's that out there for you to be thinking about. As far as taking payments, so the building is gonna be closed through June. So we are actually gonna start taking payments when these bills go out. They should be mailed on the 22nd, a week from Friday. We're going to commandeer a couple of offices down in the assessor's office and actually take payments through the window. Just open the window and have people hand us the payments through the window. Is how we're gonna do this. So we can take payments when the time comes. We did do a computer upgrade. Our software, our financial software is now on the web. We talked about it, yeah. I brought it to you, what, maybe February, Kathy and I brought it to you. So they did that this last week,
Which program is that?
Financial Edge, Black
Oh,
Book
okay.
Financial Edge
Yep, thank you.
is upgraded to a web format, so we don't have to, our server was old, we needed to get rid of it, either replace it, so we went to their web version instead, so it's in the cloud. It went okay, but not great, there's some problems, they didn't, roll everything. And they didn't roll my collector database at all. So we actually have two databases. We have the county books in one, and then there's another set of books that I run the county collector stuff, all the real estate tax stuff through. And they didn't roll that, even though I did talk to them about it. It didn't roll. I can't find it anywhere. And they didn't give us information on how to get the classic version, which is not everything is in the web. There's two versions you can approach this from now. One is through the web and one is kind of the classic view of what we looked at before. It's just housed somewhere else in the cloud. But they didn't give us the classic version. She didn't do any updates on how to get to it, so we're figuring that out on our own.
Would they come back and do it?
Well, they did it all online. I would hope so. They're probably gonna get a little bit of a terse email today when I get it all straightened out. So So that's going on, and we'll hopefully have that finished and actually be able to use it here in the next day or two. And kind of a fun bit of information, I got rid of one of the bills that you just paid for me was for paper disposal, and I've gotten rid of about 300 cubic feet of paper since I've gotten here.
Oh,
So we can actually walk into a couple of the rooms that we couldn't walk into before. So kind of excited about that. You might not be, but I am. And so the last thing I was gonna talk about was I did some graphs and looked up information on 19's financial information. Because as we are heading into this, the results of our economy shutting down, here are the things I think that are to be worried about a little bit. Sales tax is obviously gonna be affected. People are not out doing what they normally do. That's about 15% of our revenue into the county general fund. So to what degree that's might be affected, I don't know, but it's gonna be affected, and of course, it all depends on how long this goes on. Income taxes, I don't think will, well, no, that's probably gonna start showing up soon too. So that's 18% of our revenues into the general fund is income taxes. Those are gonna be affected. 19% of our income comes from fees. Some of those are gonna be affected in that the court system is shut down, so we won't be assessing fees there. I believe that the sheriff's office is, due to COVID concerns, not necessarily maybe doing all of the traffic stops that they might, those types of things. So we're probably gonna see a reduction in fees. To what degree, again, I don't know, but that's 19% of our revenue. Real estate taxes are 32% of our revenue into the general fund. Those should not be affected unless something changes at the state level where they tell us that we can't collect them. Even if people can't pay them, they will get sold at the tax sale this fall. Somebody will pay them for them, and then the taxpayer will have extra fees and interest to pay that person back who paid their taxes for them. So not really the best situation either. The other sources of revenue, we've got about 4% that's other miscellaneous things, interest income, that sort of thing. And then we have services, what I call services. I don't see a reduction there either. That is the money that we get from the state of Illinois that reimburses us for some of the salaries in the court side. It's also the reimbursement that we get from PAPA and SOC and various places that the sheriff does, provide services to them. So those sorts of things I don't see as being particularly affected right now. The other thing I was just gonna point out is on the expense side, 75% of our expenses is salary and benefits, or personnel costs. So that's about 75% of our general fund. And we could go into this more detailed. I don't have pretty graphs because I don't have a color copier and I just get it up to Becky to print for me. Otherwise I'd give you some pretty graphs, but maybe I'll have some out for the board meeting, just so you guys can have some information.
okay, that's interesting. When you mentioned the services, I wondered, after our last week's meeting, with SOC closed, our office are even working out there, and that, depends what the contract, so I'm thinking that we won't have that money.
We might not,
But that means he could be doing other things for the sheriff's office, but,
right?
right. I did question that one if it was coming right. Very interesting. So, yeah, it's going to be bleak. We're
Yes,
not the
it
only
is.
ones. We have
It
a lot
is.
of debt. So, any questions there?
I have a question on the real estate taxes. A while back, somebody had raised the question as to whether those dates might be set back or there'd be a forgiveness program or some sort of thing to take into consideration.
Well, that's what, I didn't really elaborate on it. So there's a resolution written up that's gonna go through the finance committee where we would waive the late fees if everything is paid by the second due date, which is gonna be September 2nd now. Barring any big problems we will run into today. So that resolution is gonna come to you. Those fees, those late fees that we collect do not go to the other taxing bodies. They just get the taxes And they get interest on, while the taxes are sitting in the bank, and any bank interest that they get, that's what gets distributed. We keep the penalties, the late penalties, I think somewhat probably as income to ourselves because we bear all the burden of producing and collecting the taxes. So that's an income source to us. It's about $100,000 a year. I don't know what we might lose if you guys decide to waive, the choice to waive interest penalties, their late penalties, is the county boards. There was several people though that asked me to ask the school districts or the other taxing bodies how they felt about that, because if that's waived, there's gonna be a lot of people who aren't gonna pay in a timely manner. I'm sure that they will take advantage of, even if they've got the money, they're probably still gonna take advantage of the later date, even though their due date is really gonna be the 26th, there's no penalty to pay if they don't pay by the 26th.
Yeah.
If you guys pass this, it's not yet passed. So, but, you know, the school districts, for the most part, I didn't get a huge response when I asked for this information. I got, I don't know, a third, maybe 40%, probably not quite 50% of the reply. There was a number of school districts that felt like it'd be a burden if they had a slowdown in their taxes right away. Like they need that money now. So eventually they're gonna get the money. They get the money by, you know, the end of October, November. They just will get it later. And a lot of them felt like that was a problem. Townships also felt like it was a problem because that's what they use to fix their roads and they don't really have any reserves. They spend, you know, they don't build up reserves. So,
Cash flow.
right. So there was some taxing bodies that were concerned about the slowdown in their getting.
Have any of them considered a lower rate for a late fee?
I don't know if anybody considered that. It's in the statute. I
it doesn't.
no, I don't think so, because when I read what your options were, that wasn't one of them.
Okay.
And the statute says, you know, 1.5%
Okay.
per month.
Okay, so 3/4%.
So your options were to push back or waive late fees. That was really about the only options that you had.
Thank you.
All right. Tough decision.
It is.
Okay. Good question.
Paula, Bill Palin,
Yes,
did you mention that the real estate tax can also be paid through the banks?
that is on the, yes. Well, it's on the, we'll do a press release, but it's on the tax bills. You can pay through the bank, you can pay online, you can mail it in, you can pay online through your bank and your bank will send you a check, or as a last resort, you can physically come to the courthouse. I would hope that that's everybody's last resort.
Yeah, that makes it pretty easy for them.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes.
You get some figures on what it costs.
I don't know what it's gonna cost us.
Well, she just said.
We
usually-
collect about 100,000. I don't know, because we've never done this before. I have no idea who will not pay in a timely manner that. I don't know. I can't tell you.
But when you put that with the loss of the sales tax, the income tax and the fees. Yeah.
But the 100,000 is a figure that is overall. You know, if I come in and pay my taxes rather than defer them, I'm not gonna pay a late fee. So you don't know what it's gonna be until
Right,
it's
Right,
till
right.
October.
but because at one time I heard 50, so I put in that.
Well, I was just assuming
Sure.
that, you know,
Well, the temptation is there and why.
yeah. And, you know, that half
Human
the
nature.
people would still pay in a timely manner by September and so they can get that. But I mean,
It's
that's
not like sitting in the bank is earning a big interest fee,
It's
so
not.
might as well get rid
And a lot of it comes in via mortgage, you know, escrow accounts.
and I don't know what that percentage is. I haven't
But it's
found a
a,
good way to pull that information out of the system.
well. It is what it is.
Paula, Bill Palin again.
Yes,
Perhaps the late fees could be waived for the first installment only.
and that's what the resolution going to the finance committee says. It's just for the
Okay.
first installment. Yep.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
right. Any other questions?
How
for Paul?
detrimental would it be, Paula, if that first due date of June 26th, if you move that back a month?
Again, you're creating a cash flow problem for the other taxing bodies.
That'll make it worse.
It'll make it worse.
Make it worse for them?
Yes,
And,
I wouldn't recommend doing that.
I wouldn't either.
Well, but even that tax money that's collected in June, end of June, when would that first installment go out to the taxing bodies?
I'd send it in the first couple weeks of July.
Oh, okay.
And then if you wait, it's another month, and then your bills are coming closer together.
Right, and people don't like it when their bills are close together. Of course, this might be a whole new year on that, but you know, nobody's gonna like it at all, so,
I think some people are gonna have financial problems.
yes. Yes. And that's what the waiver is designed, is to help those people.
Yeah.
You know, to what degree it does, I mean, it's they still have to pay the bill by, you know, September, so.
Okay.
Thank you.
mhm.
All right, anything else there? Kathy?
Yes, Judy.
Want to give it, do you have a report?
I will have my list of election judges that will be going before the courts. So that if anybody is interested in the list, you can contact me and I will gladly send it to you. I just didn't want to overload your mailbox with a list of 300 and some names. So that will be going on the county board agenda, and then it will be moved over to the court.
Thank you, and just FYI, that's just a normal, this happens every 2 years that I don't know if you call it certified or whatever, but,
Correct, yep.
okay. And I learned some other interesting things from you recently, so you want to share those? I expected there to be a slowdown in the workload coming through your office, and that's not been the case, so if you would like to elaborate.
Yes, I checked on Friday and I was just kind of comparing the documents that we recorded in March and April of last year to March and April of this year. And we are actually up about 100 documents this year versus last year. So my recording fees that I've actually collected have increased by $6,700. So I think a lot of our recording right now is people that are able to refinance, not necessarily that houses are selling, but I think there was a lot of refinancing going on. And then the other thing that we've been very busy with is our marriage licenses. We are issuing those outside the building. Bride and groom are here together and we go out with a clipboard and issue them outside. And we've seen an influx of those because there are some counties that are not issuing them, or they're issuing them on a limited basis. So we've been getting people from Winnebago County, Will County, Cook County. So we've been very busy issuing marriage licenses.
Interesting. Okay. Thank you. Any questions for Kathy? Okay.
Do you have to get married in the county?
Yeah, are they getting married in Lee County then? So are our
Yeah.
judges extra busy then too?
Yeah, they have to be married in Lee County.
Right.
Some of them are finding local ministers that are marrying them. Some are getting married by the judge. So we always encourage them to call to the courts building and get the appointment with the judge first, so that we're sure that they have that appointment, and then we'll issue the license on the backside.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Treasurer, Mr. Sonnegraff, are we?
Well, good morning. Chris and I are working with all the health departments and representing all our school districts for the emergency operations centers, and getting any information out to the school districts that they need. As you know, schools are closed for the rest of the year. We're working on graduation ceremonies. There's been a few in Ogle County that are set up to do drive-through. There's a couple in Whiteside. I haven't heard what Dixon's gonna do yet. Or Amboy or Ashton Franklin Center. Usually our professional development department, if you look at your report, we usually do about 200 to 300 educators in a month. Our education or our professional development department has been kicking butt through this whole thing. They are doing an amazing job of getting with educators through different meetings, and it's really opened up a whole new avenue for them. In April, we had 1,516 participants in our conferences, and that was by April 24th. So we had more than that actually. So we're getting 1,500 educators that are coming not just from Leoga Whiteside, but word's getting out that ROE 47 is doing a good job with professional development. And so they're coming in from the Rockford area, from the Rock Island area, from down south, from even over towards DeKalb and actually the suburb. They're calling in because our professional development is so good. We've used a lot of guest presenters. They've done a really good job. So you can see there's a long list of all the things that we had. And then the one thing I really want to point out to you though is at the end is our Regional Center for Change. That's our Safe School program that's doing so well. And we had about 60 to 70% participation in our online learning, for remote learning, which is amazing for these kids. They don't have much, and they're at risk, and it was hard to get them motivated face to face. So to get that many, and actually we've had almost a 90% where at least they've gotten on and done something. But the little thing about here, Ms. Messina had a student that 13-year-old, terrible home life, couldn't get her work done because their internet bill wasn't paid, so it's canceled. Trying to do it on a phone doesn't work. So she took the ingenuity to get a friend of hers to get on a computer and then FaceTime her so she could do her quizzes and work and get it done. And this is a 13-year-old that has terrible home life and just unsurmountable, you would think, disadvantages that she's coming through for. So it's really cool that these kids are working hard. It's a testament to our staff, and we're really looking forward to next year. We started out the year with 42, I think, students. We ended the year with 68, and it's still growing. We have the Rotary clubs for Sterling, Rock Falls, and Morrison. There's 4 clubs altogether. Are writing a grant together to get about $12,000 to buy Chromebooks for our students, because right now we're scrambling with expanding, as you can imagine, 20 students in that short period of time. Finding computers for them is not an easy task. So their goal is to supply every one of our students with a new Chromebook by this fall, and that will be fantastic. Modern Woodman contacted me, and they contributed a little over $1,000 so we could buy about 4 Chromebooks with their money. So things are moving really well. I'm really happy with our staff, and I think everybody's coming together on this. School districts are doing this as well as we expected, if not better.
Well, it's good to dream, so I hope that your professional development coming out of your district will bring some other state money into the area, but.
Unfortunately, no, because it's all free.
I know, but I can dream. Okay,
Yeah,
any questions?
it's not perfect.
Any questions for Mr. Sandegren? We'll come back. I see, I'm ready to skip down to, Wendy, you'll be next.
Yeah, Wendy texted me, she had another meeting,
Okay,
so Wendy can't.
all right. Jim from Veterans,
Morning, how is everybody?
good.
Just status quo is kind of leveled off. We haven't done transportation since the 20th of March. The VA shut down transportation systems all across the country on the 20th of March. And at that time, it was a minimum of 8 weeks, which would put it somewhere close to the 1st of June. I got an email last week that there is no definite date we're restarting transportation up, which means basically, the only thing they've been doing is emergencies and things that are scheduled on a weekly basis, such as chemotherapy, and treatment for diabetes and things of that nature. So I've contacted all of our drivers at least every 2 weeks to see how they're doing. The families are doing well in that. On a sad note, on April 7th, we did lose one of our longtime drivers. John Stiles was a driver for 18 years for us, and he passed away suddenly with a brain aneurysm. So we're obviously down one driver, and one of our other drivers is undergoing cancer treatment. So other than that, as far as transportation, those are the things there. I'm doing things by appointment, so if anybody needs assistance or they do their own driving to a chemo appointment, I meet them in the office. They hand me the paperwork out through the door. I write the checks or whatever, and keep the safe distancing, since the health department side of the courthouse is only open on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Those are the days I usually am in there. Other than that, that's pretty much veterans. Other than I know Mike McBride's there, and he might maybe could give me an update on my laptop computer. I know there's been a lot of issues with the new jail and that, so that our computer's been put on the back burner. So I'm available obviously anytime now if we can get it set up or whatever.
Yeah, definitely, Jim. I didn't know if you were in the office during this time, pandemic and stuff. So now that we know that you're in there, I'll definitely let Zach know.
All you gotta do is give me a call and I can be there in 20 minutes.
What days did you say you were here?
Usually I'm there, some Tuesdays, definitely on Thursdays, I get in there about 10:30 and I'm in there for a couple of hours if I have appointments or whatever.
Okay.
This Thursday I'll be in there at between 10 and 10:30.
Okay, sounds good.
Any questions? Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.
Okay. When do you think she'd be back? I can cover what she has.
No, she said it was at 10, so she had the book.
All right, just to cover hers, she had several of the appointments, so farmland assessment committee appointments, so Jim Sheeline, Judy Truckenbrode, and Jim Smith. So all three, and those would be going to executive, so I guess, just before there'll be a resolution for that reappointment or of those, plus Wendy's term is up, so there's a resolution here for reappointment of the Wendy Ryerson as supervisor of assessments. So again, these would go through executive, but since she reports to our committee, I think that I appreciate someone making a motion of endorsement for those four appointments.
You want to group the four of them together?
I think that would happen. I'm thinking at the board meeting, it would be the three members and her would be separate.
Pass that on to executive.
Okay, I don't think that, okay. I'll propose that all four appointments. So we have a motion and a second on that. Bill and Jim, are you okay with those?
Yes. Bill Phelan, yes.
Okay, thank you. Agreed. You guys, you made the motion, so I'm assuming so 5-3. All right, thank you. 5-0. And those were the only things that I knew she had, so if she has more, she can share it. So then we're back to, would be county board and IT. I have a few things. No, Mike, you want to do your report? And we'll come back to finish with county board.
Sure. Becky, just so you know, Jim.
Oh, I see, Terry Zink, I see that you're on. Did you have something that you wanted to say to us?
Jim, you need to know that.
I'll put it down.
Terry Zink, I see you're on. Did you have anything for this committee? Maybe she's just
She's
watching.
muted.
Okay. All right, well, if she does. All right. Okay, sorry, then, go ahead, Mike.
A couple things that I have for, computer services. Basically, as you know, just doing meetings and getting things set up. We, as you know, have the Zoom meeting set up. I did purchase a package of 10 licenses. So, thinking that different departments will get a license. IT, county board, state's attorney, probation, each judge, and I can't remember anyway.
Public defender.
Pardon?
Zoning.
Yeah, zoning, yep, zoning was one. But basically we have 10, so we can float those around if need be. But I know, the judges each want one for their meetings. And so basically we just got them last week, so I've been setting up for obviously committee meetings and stuff like that. So that's kind of what we're going with product meetings for everybody.
So where are the licenses from? What company?
Zoom.
They're all Zoom, okay.
So,
That's what I thought, but I wasn't sure.
I think you're gonna see a vast improvement in how things go as far as county.
It went really well last week.
Yeah, well, I mean,
obviously the problem though is
Public
everybody's using it.
access.
yeah,
Everybody's using it. So there's been issues with,
Yep.
and people using the internet and usage from that and stuff too. Just a lot of variables in there, but so far we're working with those, and then I'll be handing out the licenses as we go. So with that, basically the outlook for the next month coming up. I've spoke a little bit with Judy and Bob as far as my duties for this coming month and trying to get some things resolved. In June, my antivirus program will expire. I have researched and got different quotes from different people. As you know, about 3 years ago, I purchased the antivirus program, and pretty much all that did was antivirus. Fast forward to now, there's spam, malware, virus, ransomware. It's just a lot of new things that they're having to monitor now. With that being said, the increase in costs from what I paid 3 years ago till now is quite a jump. So again, I spoke with Judy and Bob in regards to it. Do you want to go over that? Or
You just said it's times 4. It's just
I've got copies of the bids. So what I did was I got 3 bids, 3 quotes. One quote was around $21,000 for 3 years. And before I paid $4,250 for 3 years. So this year I budgeted $4,000 for this budget, not realizing that the cost is going to increase that much. But so I got bids. It was ranged from $21,000. I got a bid for $12,350 roughly, and a bid for $12,960. That's for 180 licenses, and it covers again 3 years of virus, malware, all that good stuff. It's an endpoint solution, which means it's online. So updates and stuff come up, and then they pass through and everything. So my recommendation was for the $12,960. It's not the lowest. but it's their top package. The other ones were the bottom or the middle tier of their packages. This one for $12,960 is their top package. So that's my recommendation. So the problem is though, I've only budgeted the 4,000 for this year.
What's the name of the company?
For the
Who are you purchasing the program from?
well, CDW is provided the quote, but the solution is Sophos. S-O-F-O, I'm sorry, S-O-P-H-O-S.
Okay. So do you have to pay for the 3 years all up front?
Typically, yes, because they do offer a 1-year solution, but it's usually more when you pay it. So the 3-year drops it down.
Okay, if they won't go into 3 years, can it be divided into 2 payments? And we can do part this year, part next year? Would that help?
I don't know if I can or not.
Okay, well, I just,
Yeah, typically they
want it all.
yeah.
Okay. Well,
So it would,
that'll be moving on to finance.
yeah, I don't know what,
Yeah, and I don't know where your budget is this year.
I mean, typically I know they say it's in the budget. If it goes over, then you just spend it and then they,
Right. And considering the year, I don't know if your budget's gonna be in better shape or worse shape. So maybe worse
right
with
now,
those other licenses.
right now I've got extra money in another fund that might balance it out somewhat.
Okay.
That's
what we can hope.
Yeah,
Hopefully
so
nothing
I
else.
don't know, like I said, I need to purchase it,
No.
yeah, this week,
Okay.
if possible, because I need to get it processed and whatnot so that I can start installing it.
Right.
So, but it's,
Okay.
so, do I go to finance for that then?
Unless it's already, unless you can already get it out of your budget, but I'd certainly inform them.
Well, like I said, it's 4,000 for my budget,
I know.
so it's 9,000 or $8,600 over,
Okay.
or 60.
Yeah, I don't know that they're gonna have to take action, but I'm sure let them know.
Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. And like I said, my other costs are coming out about normal, so.
Okay,
So do you want me to put it on the agenda for finance to post tomorrow?
better. Yeah, even if they don't take any action, it's there in case they.
Yeah,
need
that's
to.
fine.
That would be a good idea. Thanks,
Sure.
Becky.
So cost or, what are you calling it, antivirus, what are you calling it?
Security solution.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's for this coming month, the antivirus. I have 2 servers that are critical right now in the 911 building, between 911 and the LAC. They communicate with each other and one's failing. And basically, I've got the 2 new ones ready to install. I just got to get time to focus and get them over there. So that's my goal, is antivirus, that, and my backups. The backups aren't working right now because one of the power over there shut one of my machines off and now it's not working anymore. So those 3 things are mission critical that I consider that I have to get done in the next month. If I don't, we're in a world of hurt. So,
Okay.
those are the 3 things that focused it on. And then this week, we do have, I can't remember when it was. It was last month, we had somebody come through with the infrastructure update for the computers and data for the voice project. Somebody did come in, I can't remember if it was after or before I get mixed up. So he came in and has given us a bid for that. And then Wednesday of this week, a company will be coming in to give us a proposal for the phones.
this week? you said?
Yeah, this Wednesday, yeah.
Okay. Okay, anything else then?
No, I
Any
just,
questions?
for Paula, that thing that she's doing, we're just moving her computers from the pit area to the window areas so that she's a lot of being able to process all the bills, stuff like that. So we worked that out. Just a note, Terry says she don't have anything to say. She can't figure out why her microphone isn't working, but she was just listening about the training for sexual harassment.
Okay, we're coming to that, yeah.
Okay.
All right. So if we're okay on that, then I hear, highway, have they talked to you yet?
How about the remote?
Yeah.
Well,
What are they called? Tablets? or something?
yeah.
He listened this morning.
Oh, you
Yeah,
were,
he-
sure, okay, never mind, so you're good on that.
Yeah,
Okay.
he just wants to be able to possibly remote into their system, but theirs on Comcast, so they have to do things differently.
Oh, okay, so that wasn't gonna be so much on you then.
Well, but we'll figure it out.
Okay, all right, thank you. We're there, so then we're coming back to county board. Why I save it for last, I don't know. So that, the sexual harassment, the State Department of Human Resources did come through with that. So far, I haven't heard that they changed the date on when it's through. It can be done online. There's a certificate at the end.
Yeah,
I didn't bring mine, but that's okay. It's, whoa, it's mostly, it's reading. Several it's just like a presentation that you would do online, or it's online. It has all the helpline that you can do. So it's basically reading and then at the end, saying that you read it and that you understand it. And I certify that I have carefully read and reviewed the content of and completed the 2020 sexual harassment prevention training pursuant to the Illinois Human Rights Act and the number, and then signing off on it. So this is on people. Then I think it's, are we setting it to the clerk's office or up here?
Well,
To investigate?
I want to thank Wendy Ryerson for doing the legwork. She's the one that sent that to me and dug it out of the state website. And I printed it off. On there is a cover sheet indicating that everybody's required to take this. Donna Rogers with CIRMA recommends that all department heads take it and county board members. I think it's right down their last
We are,
paragraph.
we are mandated also.
County board members don't have to take it, but department heads do, and I would think department heads would want to take it first, so they are familiar with what is going on.
Okay.
But Charlie, do we need a resolution or anything that would mandate all employees to take it, other than what the state says we gotta do? Okay, then good.
Okay, well, my question related to that is, does this need to go in the handbook? I mean, it's state mandated, so, it has to be done, but should it still be part of our employee handbook?
If you're gonna do it every year, I think it's a good idea to incorporate.
I mean, I do too, but I didn't know that it was. We've got some work coming up on the handbook. We have a few tweaks that needs to be done. There's a little reorganizing, and with what we've been going through here, I was like, I just wasn't ready to bring it up. So, I mean, I know it's there, but it's nothing, we're going to have to deal with it, and it's not huge, or huge, but, when, Sickich looked at it, they just put some things in a little different order, and the, add-ons the additions that we put in, they're just putting them in the section where they belong. So it's just mostly a little reorganizing and a few tweaks that we will be doing, but it was like, with this long distance stuff, I was like,
Here's the thing of it, you can put it in the handbook, state law is gonna trump whatever's in that handbook anyway.
right.
It just looks nicer, it gives people notice that this is what you're getting into.
I mean, I would agree, that's pretty much what I thought too, but, so I didn't think it was perfect. So, we have to have it done, we probably need to have it done by December 31st. But we're saying have it done by the end of October so that there's a little wiggle room. It's not hard, it's just sitting down and reading it. Most of it's common sense. I already have mine. And I have my certificate that I meant to bring and turn in. But I don't know, I mean, if we're turning them in up here or if we're turning them in downstairs, where they're,
Probably
like
would go
department
back to
heads, would it
county
be easier if
clerk.
department heads collected it for their departments? Or just employees
We can-
send it as they finish it?
We can send out a little memo saying that each department would collect them and then file them with the city or county clerk.
Okay, or do you even need, can you just, email it and they go into a file that way? Because you're doing it online and you can have it printed off. But, I mean, do we really need the physical paper or do we just need
Does
the
it,
record that they did?
I think
Does
they
it need
should
to
print
be-
it off, yeah.
does it need to be in a centralized location over here? Or can we just keep it with the employee file that would be within the office?
Okay, that works.
Yeah, whatever, yeah,
Okay.
you're correct. I mean, I'm sure every
Okay,
department has
each-
a file on their employee.
Each department head is responsible for ensuring their employees receive the training and for retaining a record of completion in employees' personnel files. Sorry, I should have read the whole letter. There is a certificate of participation form on the last page of the training that can be completed and retained in the employee's file.
There you go.
So that's where it is, just in the department.
Yep.
Okay. So, I don't know if department heads have gotten it yet in the place. They have not.
I just brought it up just now because the way things are going, I
Right.
thought it'd be correct to bring it here. and
Well, this would be something that they could do on their days of,
The COVID days?
Okay.
The COVID days?
is that what you're calling it? Okay. I mean, when you get that closet cleaned out, you can sit down and take your sexual harassment training and get it certified. So, but the goal is by the end of October. And it is recommended that county board members do it because then we know what they're being asked. And you could be accused as much as anybody else.
Do as they do, not as they say.
So, all right.
So then do we need to ask the kids to incorporate that in? Or-
I
Well,
believe we should.
We will, but it's not,
It's not mandated because state laws are
I-
mandated. You don't
yeah,
have to
I
do that.
think, I think we will, but it's, yeah, but I'm not
Send out the
I'm not
web,
ready
the
to make,
webpage link
redoing the handbook.
to all the
Within
county
the
board
next
members.
month.
Yes.
I have it,
I mean, they're,
I
It's
have
a very
it
simple
sent.
thing. It's just-
but.
This was the preview of it.
okay,
I don't need.
So this, I mean,
I
this
got
committee is
that
the one that needs to
first.
do it. But We've
And I
got
thought
board
this was
rules that we're
right
working on
for-
and these other things, and it was like, let's
Nothing was
get
done
things a
until
little
today.
further along there and smooth out with how we're doing business
so
right
there's a
now.
thing online too.
So you know
My
what
fault,
I mean?
sorry. Let me know if you don't
Take
like it.
that test.
I don't need to do
And
it.
I don't know if they're even doing that.
And,
All right. Does that help? Any questions on that?
It's hard to mandate an elected official. to do
I'm
that.
sorry, I didn't.
No, we're just,
We were just talking about even county board members have to go online and take that test
Yes,
for county board members. And I don't think,
he did.
didn't,
Yeah.
And he turned it in.
okay.
He did it right away after he was told that he needed
So
to.
that's why I was telling John that we probably need a link to the website so people can go on.
How did you find it? You just did it.
Don't
no,
just-
that'll get on the link. We'll find the link. Wendy's,
It's in the handbook, I think.
The link was in the handbook? Okay.
For
Thank
the
you.
sexual harassment?
No, the Alma.
Okay, that's where I got confused.
No, he didn't, because county board members, and we will be having some new county board members, so they are going to need to do that, Alma.
very, very easy link. It's just, Illinois.gov sexual harassment. Easy to find.
Right.
We'll get it
We
sent
did
out.
not need to put all those out.
Like I say, I got this on the first. I just wanted, I thought this was the
I-
appropriate community to bring it to.
Kelly Murray sent it to me also,
Yeah.
so I have it. All right, any other questions on that one? And the, on the board rules, I've been, we're kind of, I don't know, I guess I didn't plan the best way to say it. So last week, the University of Illinois Extension had the Open Meetings Act, so it was Public Access Bureau, the Illinois Attorney General's office. I signed up for it and I had a phone call and then I missed the class, but they sent me the information. So when I went through it, it's pretty much what you know about Open Meetings Act. There were a few things with the COVID-19 that I was going to reread and highlight and didn't do it. One of the things, so what we had talked about with the board rules, that, and the requirements, and it's on the website, why did I mark that page? The, we talked, you can discuss things, everything that we pretty much know. We had said no phone access that you would count. They're saying that they can, it's in state code. It's up to the counties to decide, or the government entity, whatever's having the meeting, that if it says attendance by other meetings. See, I'm thinking this is going to get stronger since what we're doing now with the remote things. That this, are we going to get more, I don't know, pressure is the right word, but more people wanting that we have this option. So attendance by other means. If a public body has adopted rules allowing for electronic attendance and a quorum is physically present, the body may vote to allow a member to attend a meeting electronically if the absence is because of personal illness or disability, employment purposes or business of the public body, or family or other emergency. Note, not for a family vacation, etc. And that is in the state code. So that was one of the things that we spent a little extra time talking about when we were at that point. So I just wanted to bring it up. And then I did have to laugh because, what constitutes a quorum, and one of the notes in here is a quorum cannot include half a person. So I just, in case you didn't know that, I thought that was, it's in state code that you would be aware. Okay, and so websites, but anyway, and the other things are, when it's posted and what to know. So just FYI. And then again, we have to take the Open Meetings Act past that. All right. I have some of the appointments that the chairman is supposed to make, the citizen appointment that we have regular committees that we are, but there are a couple positions in there that I have questions. The county has not made those appointments. The organization has not come to us and asked. I've contacted their directors. First I had a wrong message and it kept coming back, or address. So one, I am planning with one of those. And the other one, I have not heard, so I think they changed carriers, and I don't have a phone number, so I need to just send a letter, but I've been working on it for a few weeks, so. Extension and CASA are the two that I questioned, because we have not made those appointments. And those are what they're called, citizen appointments. And I had it marked, but anyway, just FYI, so get back to you. If we're not making the appointments, why should they be in our board rules? And if they don't, Extension has totally, both of them have changed how their organization is set up, because when this was in there, Extension was just a Lee County Extension Council, and now it's the unit, the 3 county. So to me, that's a difference. So Janice and I, she knows about it. We were going to check on it. The other one is CASA, and then that was also done when it was just set up with Lee County, and now it's Ogle, Carroll, and Lee. So their board structure is different also. So that's why I question those. And the others, if you look at them, there might be some others that you directly question. Lee County Housing Authority is another one, which is Kathy's husband, and we've done that one. So some of these, but I question why county needs to make those appointments, but it's there, so up to date on that one. The other piece, it's not on our agenda. We're not going to do anything about it. I asked Kathy, remember the discussion on the endorsed Mass Mutual voluntary whole life insurance program that they wanted to come and present to employees. And it came up at our meeting that possibly when they did the health screenings that we could do vendors tables. And so Friday, this came back from Dave Valor. He's the consultant, and he said the only way Mass Mutual or any insurance company can provide Lee County employees the benefits of a group insurance policy is with the employer's full support. The support would be the same as the county provides for its other voluntary benefits. So the Administrative Services Committee idea of inviting vendors to a health screening is not a viable option for this type of insurance coverage, since the local agencies could only offer their retail insurance policies. What distinguishes the Mass Mutual is the coverage is guaranteed, blah, 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 and it goes into the sales pitch. So it came Friday, I didn't forward it to you but I will. I don't think I did. I think, yeah, we went in the field this weekend and yesterday I was beat, so I didn't do it. But I will send it to you. So just, and that would be, both are scheduled for October anyway. So he isn't going to want, but I'll send you his rationale, the background on that. So unless you have some questions or some other input or just look at it when you get it. Do you, John, do you have anything?
I have some things I wanted to mention.
Okay.
Partly because as we meet like this, sometimes information isn't disseminated quite like it should be. And so I want to make you aware of some things that are probably going to be on the agenda for the board. First of all, Lee County and actually myself lost a very good friend Saturday. Ron Brandow passed away. He was a former county engineer for many years for the county, held Dave Anderson's position, but Ron and I have gotten to be very, very good friends and just Coins is super fella. He was up at Serenity and passed away. So
He was in charge of zoning when I was on zoning
yeah,
board.
just a great guy. I mean, big and jovial and just a superman. I need to submit a letter of support to the Department of Transportation on behalf of the city of Dixon on their park improvement, their walking path that will come across, I believe, the old railroad trestle. They have to submit the grant on the 18th, and that's before our board meeting. So unless somebody has an objection to me doing it, we've got kind of a boilerplate type of letter of support that will be submitted by 2 or 3 different agencies in the county, but the county board will be submitting one, and it's pretty much just saying, yeah, it's a great thing, and it is, and it will help out tourism, it will help out the city of Dixon, and so on and so forth. So, that one's not applicable.
No.
Questions? Okay, sorry. The Blackhawk Waterways, Blackhawk Hills RC will have an ordinance on the agenda that will basically shuffle the enterprise zone responsibilities from the Lee Ogle Enterprise Zone to CRETA regarding the solar farm at the south end of Dixon area here. We don't have enough acres in our Lee Ogle Enterprise Zone to take advantage of that, but CRETA, which is, I believe, a federally supported
How are you
enterprise zone.
spelling that? CR?
It's Fun Cities Regional
Oh, Q.
Enterprise Zone. It's pronounced CRETA. It's QREEDA is the acronym. And Andy Shaw has been working with them to create a filter strip up Route 88. And then it can disperse here in Lee County as to around that solar farm. So we'll grant them enterprise zone. It doesn't affect the zoning fees or building fees that we will get. And quite truthfully, I'm not aware, I'm not sure right now how it will affect any enterprise zone fees that would normally go to the Ogle Enterprise Zone versus CRETA. But I will know, it's all preliminary steps to get that done. They haven't applied for zoning or building permits, but they will. We've asked if they move it along as quickly as possible.
Does that mean that Lee Ogle County then enterprise zone would not have oversee that at all?
CRETA will oversee it. We don't have enough acreage. We can't really get involved. And it's going to take about 4,000 acres, and we have about 500.
Wow.
So it's a substantial amount of work. They will also take on some of the work. I don't believe Andy will have other than oversight. But we can't take advantage of they can't take advantage of our enterprise zone because we don't have enough acres. And so we had to call in on the
I just
regional.
seen I'm just looking at the pros and cons of what you're giving away and whether or not you have any oversight on that or not.
You know, we'll have oversight, but quite truthfully, what they'll give away in dollars, I don't believe is huge. For the first 5, 6 years, 6 years, 50% for 6 years, taxes, and then it comes back to it. But it saves them some substantial money. But it's farmland going into whatever will be zoned. I don't know, what's gonna be zoned, Charlie, do you know? What's that solar farm gonna
Special
be
use.
zoned? That's it?
Special use.
Yeah. Okay, and then, 2 more quick things. We have 2 board vacancies. One was created by Jerry Leffelman resigning. And I've been in contact with the Republican Party, the Lee County Republicans. They have recommended that I appoint Danielle Allen, who is on the ballot now, to the unexpired term. I have to talk over some things with Kathy to see exactly how that all shakes out. Danielle Allen is from over in Pawpaw. She's a school teacher, very active.
Banker.
What you do?
She works at a bank in the Bruce.
Okay. And she's on the school board, and I believe on the town board too, Judy. Okay, and the primary reason I'm doing it like I'm doing it is because of the fact that she was the second highest vote getter over Mike Zeman. It's 4 people running for 4 positions in this district, in District 2 this fall. And so, other than getting the paperwork correct, they're running unopposed, essentially.
Okay, so my question would be, is it too late to take her off the ballots and she would have the rest of Jerry's term?
That's what I'm gonna talk over with Kathy. I talked to her on Saturday. She was sitting in the tractor planting corn, and because her husband farms, so I didn't want to keep her from making money.
Right.
But I basically told her that I would be, working that way. The second appointment is in District 3, which is where Greg Witzland was. I really only have one other recommendation, and I couldn't get a clear answer on that one because he had to get approval from his employer to become a board member. So I decided I'm going to appoint Mike Bloom. He's a retired state policeman, worked for him for 25, 30 years. His last assignment was to use technology to track down sexual predators. And he's on the Lee County Tourism Board, been on it for 5 years. Very good gentleman, very fiscally conservative. He also serves on the board of his church. He also is a lay pastor to the prisoners up at Winnebago County Jail. And so he's very well-rounded, very good fellow. I'm also going to appoint Marilyn Shipper full-time to Road and Bridge. She had been an alternate because they'd had some problems, but she's agreed to become a full-time member of the Road and Bridge Committee. And I can't recall if I made this appointment already, but if I haven't, I'm going to make Jim Sheeline the chairman of Road and Bridge with Jerry Lee. I think I did that last month. It's all kind of run together the last 3 weeks. And then in closing, Charlie, a couple weeks ago, I started to get calls from campgrounds south of Randall. And there's been considerable contact back and forth. I had a meeting with our state's attorney, sheriff, Kathy Ferguson, and Kevin Valley on Friday. And basically it was a unanimous amongst those 4 that they would continue to enforce the executive order by Governor Pritzker insofar as letting campgrounds open to have either the seasonals or the normal weekenders that come out to these campgrounds. Charlie, has there been anything changed since Friday?
Nothing's changed yet, and it's not a matter of, everyone thinks that we can adjust the authority that's in the executive order. We don't have the authority to do that. That's what it comes down to. There's an executive order that's in place. We can't change what's in there. So yeah, that's it.
Okay, anybody questions? It's an awkward situation. not only are some of the small businesses starting to hurt real bad, campgrounds especially, because that's what they derive most of their money from. I know one guy's losing 50 grand a month, but it doesn't take long to hurt really bad.
Well, the people are going to want some of their fees.
Yes, and that's the problem we're running into now. They're wanting fees back. They're going to potentially sue the campground to get their money back. And then, you know, they're gonna probably take legal action against somebody else. I don't think they can do it with the county, but they can somehow. A lot of further conversation coming up on that. I don't have anything more.
Okay,
Thank you, Jim.
does anyone have anything else?
No.
Maybe not. All right. So I think that would conclude. Could I have a motion to adjourn? All right, thank you very much. You a second. Thank you. It is, wow, 10:38.
But it started late.
We did start late. I don't know what time we started, but
We started about 9:12.
thank you.
You good with everybody? We're all getting out.
Okay, thank you. Yep,
We're gone.
all right.
Okay, I'm ending the meeting that.
30 minutes, I don't know when they're coming on and off. What do I? Oh, we have them on.
There was no board members.
The board members.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
Yeah, you can just put that they were there because
yeah, so I don't know
it's
when.
not, in that one.
Can't breathe, nose itchy.
I know.